G'day again. Now it's around about 5:15 p.m. Now this is going to be a little bit of wet weather with the actual full self-driving in rush hour peak hour, or say going back home, as I'm expecting some pretty start-stop traffic. We'll see how it goes. I am going to just start, won't do full self-driving straight away from the car park, but we can, but it's not a map car park, that's the thing. So I'm just going to manually drive this out and then I'll engage in autopilot very soon. So we'll just start that off, and I'm gonna have a little bit of music in the background, so I don't know if I'm gonna get copyrighted or not, but look, I want to get some sort of music just on the way drive back. That's about it. So sorry for the bumps, and away we go. All right, so let's do a little turn now.
Now enter the roundabout and take the first exit.
Yeah, we know that. I'll get there. We'll get there. So let's get through this. Oh, this is a very tight. Get through that there, and it'll let me through. And then what I'm going to get down here. I'll turn left, and then I will then engage in, because I know this is map, I'll press the autopilot button and it's on its way home. So let's have a go. I can see a little bit of spitting, so that usually is to get people off, but we'll see how it goes anyway. So let's see how it runs.
Now turn left onto Stanley Street.
I do know with autopilot, I have read also from some forums that it will also, we'll see how it's going to let this person through, so it knows that there's a stop sign, and plus, which will wait for 3 seconds, it will also let the pedestrian run through. It's just going to turn left now automatically. Now I do know from autopilot,
now turn left onto Grey Street.
Reading from forums that the actual autopilot will also engage in auto wiping. You can't turn that off. And that's because it's trying to make sure the sensor at the top, the camera at the front, is clean, so it can actually take care of itself. So I don't have control of the wipers, unfortunately. It will be full self. It's fair enough. It knows when it needs it. We'll just let it be. So it is keeping a little bit of a distance, safe distance, more than the usual. Now it's a yellow light. It's worked out it can't make that yellow light, so it's kind of slowed down. I've noticed that it's been trying to do some yellow lights that I thought it can't do, but it can do, and I have engaged in it and stopping it. But hey, I think I can now trust it knows what it can calculate, because it knows its capabilities on stopping and also accelerating. Well, it's gone crazy, but it's only because of the cameras at the front. Like I said, I don't have control of the wipers. Normally I would, but I don't have control of the wipers when it's in full self-driving supervised mode here in Australia. So we'll see how it goes. Again, it was a bit of a day. I do have a blood pressure monitor on me, which is I have to hold on for 24 hours. It's been an interesting day of work. It's been calm, but this is not really comfortable. But if you hear me not talk, and that would be because the blood pressure monitor is taking a reading, and I really need to stop talking while that happens. I have been doing it for the day, but I should be. And we'll see how it runs. Now this is a bit of a kind of roadworks, yet they're not roadworks, but it's working itself out. It's gone down to 20 k's per hour. I don't know why it's 20 k's per hour. I didn't see any sign for it, but oh, it is right. It is 20 k's. I can see now finally the sign for it. So look, I'm not going to annoy it. I'll let it be. It says 20, and my legs, you can see, is not. I'm not really doing any driving, and see how we go. And it's gonna go off. 20 k's is pretty slow, but the person behind me is not really up my ass, so that's okay. It'll get through what it needs to do. I might speed. No, the actual person behind me is actually doing 20 k's as well too. So look, I may overtake and tell it to go faster, because it will be a while before we actually get the signs to say it can go faster. But look, I'm gonna give it to 25. Like, I'm going to 26. I'll make it to 25.
In 200 meters, enter the roundabout and take the second exit. I can see a 40 sign there. Will it go 40? Yeah, there you go, 40. So it's moved to 40 by itself. That's good. I thought I saw another sign which says
roadworks finished, but it didn't. It was just waiting for the 40 sign. Hey, look, it did it. No complaints.
Now into the roundabout and take the second exit.
And you'll see it navigate through a roundabout. It'll check to the right. There's no one there. It'll do it itself. Now, I have noticed from a few self-driving as I'm driving from throughout the month that the roundabout is probably one of its weaker points. Some roundabouts, it's kind of like it wants to be aggressive yet not, because sometimes it'll edge a little bit too far. Where if there's another car coming in through from the right hand side, and it really, as a person like myself, I would probably zoom through, and sometimes it doesn't, and sometimes it's judged incorrectly, where, well, then again, it's also the car hasn't really indicated correctly, but still, as a person, I should be waiting for them anyway. So it's a bit of a like, and also some of the roundabouts, the smaller roundabouts, it's kind of like does a turn slower than I would like it to, as getting around the roundabout. So roundabouts it's one of what I would say one of the weaker points. It's not its weakest point, but one of the weaker points of full self-driving. Of course, car parks is one of the issues it does have, because is it mapped or not? So it kind of relies on the cameras. I think it's nicer if it could read the lane markings, because that's what I've found in some places, and also some of the roads. This morning I did kind of have to intervene, where it was a turn right only lane, and yet it was staying there as if it's going to try to go straight. So I think maybe in version 14 that it will actually improve on that, where it can read lane markings on the street, but also it's all right. Again, I am pretty sure that this is going to be a bit of a more, not even around about 4, it's already got a lot of traffic, so this will be start-stop traffic. And the good thing is I don't have to worry about the accelerator and the brake pedal, so I get it, just chill. That's it. I wonder if it's gonna, what is it gonna do? Okay, is it gonna go take another route down here? Oh no, look at that, that is all red. Ay, that's all red into the user area down there, which is another on-ramp here. I know that's on-ramp here, and that's after that. This is normally pretty good. That's normal. This is typical peak hour traffic in Brisbane. That I know this section is just awful for it. So yeah. I hear I think there's a hospital in front of major hospital in front of me anyway. Okay, that's on that side, right? I don't have to worry about that. It would have been interesting to see what it does, but for ambulance, if it was behind me, it would be very interesting to see how it handles it. I don't know how it will handle, but more than likely I'll have to like worry about just making way for emergency vehicles. But yeah, anyway, there's another EV car, which is the Polestar, but I don't know about how they are. I never got I didn't actually try out the Polestars. Anyway, it's been a nice day. It's been muggy too, but we'll let it be. So enjoy the day as we come through. Now, as I'm driving, I love to hear if you got questions for the full self-driving, as there's not seems to be many in Australia, even though it is released out only about 3 months ago. Not many in Australia have opted in to actually do the full self-driving, so I don't mind being a pioneer for this stuff, as I do quite a lot of testing for my tech side of things, so that's not too bad. That's why I'm trying to feedback
in 200 meters turn right onto Leopard Street.
Feedback as much as possible to when it has issues. So it's going to try and right. Yeah, good. I was like, it's a bit over to the left, but no, it got there. I don't know if it's going to take the very right lane to do it, or it's going to stick to the left lane. We'll see. Let it do its stuff. I just half concentrate only. I seem to just be you. Normally I just listen to the music. At the moment I've got a very small amount of music going on, just so I don't have this commute in silence. I don't know. Okay, it's taking, yeah, it's going to take the very right lane here. Yep, it decides it wants to do the right lane, and it's managed to make it very tight, but it managed to make it. Look, it did it.
Now turn right onto Leopard Street.
All right. I'm interested to see how this actually navigates its way through traffic. I am very interested to see how it is making through these traffic lights, and judging, like for example this one here, a lot of people pile up. Will we make it through? I think it will. Now I know in some countries, like for example China, where the actual traffic light system is part of the GPS system as well, so it knows timers and stuff like that. I'm wondering, will it, what's that? Oh, this is my blood pressure thing reading, so I'm going to be quiet here for a little bit, for about 10 seconds or so. Oof, that was a very tight one today. Oh, man, that's tight. Shake it out. It's really tight. Anyway, as I was just mentioning before, that I know, in, like for example in China, where the actual traffic light system is can be read by the GPS system, so they actually know when things are counting down. Now, oh, this guy wants to cut in. Oh, okay, the car's letting it be. Oh, there you go. Yeah, that would be good, because then it could actually kind of work out. Does it want to go across or not? Hey, that's something cool. No, I don't know. I haven't really been doing searching for about it, but that would be kind of cool.
Now take the M3 slip road on the left.
All right, we're gonna get back on the on-ramp. This thing gets stuck. It's filthy stuck. It's never great, but again, I'm pretty chilled. My legs are not hurting. It's fantastic. And we'll just let it be. Now it's just probably waiting. Hey, look, it knows it's got just enough and it safely can get across. It's good. I know it can actually let people in, so we'll see how it reacts to one at a time. Normally it does very well, but let's see how far it goes before. So this is for those who's really interested to see how this reacts in peak hour traffic, start-stop traffic in a way. I've seen someone on the snows, and that's really cool how it's like trying to counter steer and slide, and well, not slide, but take counter steer to try to keep the car straight, the full FSD. It's pretty amazing. And I think the same thing with wet roads as well anyway, so again, I do expect this to be slower than the usual, but this is normal for this on ramp in a way. Whew. But yes, I like to hear, put a definitely comment below to see if you got questions about the full self-driving on either conditions it does. I might have encountered with those special conditions. I might be able to answer you on it, so definitely put a comment below on if you got questions. Now I've got another on the left who's going to try and sneak in. Yep, they are. We'll see what this car does. I'll probably let them in because now technically they are in front of us, so by legally I need to let them in. But then I've got one on the left who's really being an ass now. I can see on the left, you guys can't see, but I can see the car on the left that is like jamming up the red car's ass soonish. But look, this car's managed to let go, and I have not touched anything and not moved my leg neither. So it's done a good job of letting one through and then trying to not let the other guy who's trying to push through a little. What do I say push through now? I say aggressive. Aggressive, not fully crazy aggressive, but aggressive. Oh, I do like some of these cars come through, but yes. Anyway, oh, bike, that's what it was. Yeah, that's it. Rev your engine to like max out and brake your engine, bike. Yeah, that's a smart thing to do. Hey, look, there's another Tesla. Oh, she's manually driving, not self-driving. Yes, again, like I said, not many people have opted in for full self-driving. I think the price of $150 for full self-drive, like I probably will go way more forward than that. But look, let the car do what it's stuff. I'm not gonna do anything. I think the car's trying to make it. There we go. Start indicating to try and say, let me through. And will this ute let me through from the side? Yeah, it's let me through. That's cool. Yeah, so $150 per month is a bit for Australia, because if you count it out, it's around about, I'll probably an average around about about $5 a day or so. I can't remember the calculations. Yeah, I'm not really in the head mind to do calculations at the moment, but it could be about $5 per day. And it's really like, is $5 per day, because you don't drive every day unless you do. I don't drive every day. On top of your normal running costs, is $5 a day that much? Then so that people will think about probably not looking at getting it. Like $150 is not cheap for a subscription. Like, so like I said, I just bought this thing outright, because if I buy it outright, I know I'm going to use it. Full FSD, and I'm really loving it. That's definitely it. And I've let a few of my friends try it out too. They all love it, but again, $150 on something on top of your car. So like I said, I included it to make it as if it's part of the car. That's why I'm not really worried about the subscription fee at all. I know people will go, hey, look, you could have made the investment for the, you know, the $10,000 and just paid it off slowly, but I think that's the idea, is just let it be. Look, it's interesting that it's actually staying on this lane. This is something I would do normally as well too, because I already merged in this lane. I might as well stay on this lane, and I know this is the faster lane into a van, but then you start being an ass by going all the way to the end. This is what seems to be doing. I am interested to see version 14 on the different modes of sloth mode. Will it actually change, or chill mode, if it would change earlier in the lanes, knowing that it could stress someone out? I don't know. Is chill or sloth mode like your stress mode or not? It could be. They should change this, like the naming scheme, instead of like what mode is like your stress mode. Now, do you want like fully stressed, like it go like, well, I think the, what's it called, Mad Max? Yeah, let's go Mad Max, because that's like let's just go for like crazy, be very aggressive, or it can be aggressive, assertive, and just insane or psychotic. That would be kind of cool. That would be a nice Easter egg from Tesla. Anyway, again, it seems to go all the way to the end, and it hasn't indicated yet, but we'll get there. We'll get there. Here's the merging lane, so we'll see how far it will go. Really taking this car. Oh yeah, this car's been kind to us as well, so it merged. It hasn't actually started ticking yet. I'm surprised. Now it starts ticking to the very end. It is a bit late, I do have to say, and I think it'd be nice if I can actually give Tesla some feedback, because until I take over, it's nice. Actually, I should do that and just take over, and then give it feedback that says it really needs to indicate a little bit earlier if it's going to do merging, because it really gets down to the really end and then starts indicating. It should really indicate a little bit earlier. Anyway, now again, according to the salesperson at Tesla, and I've said this in many videos, that it kind of judges the different lanes. Supposedly, if this lane's too slow, it should automatically change to another lane if it's safe to do so. At the moment, it isn't safe to do so, so it hasn't been doing it. But look, again, we're soon to the finish of where this is the start-stop, the slow, annoying part of Brisbane heavy traffic. We have times where it's completely stopped and stuff like that, but at the moment so far it's been slow, but still flowing a little bit. Wouldn't be the best, but definitely not kind on the feet as you're doing. But overall it seems to be catching on to this lane. It would be nice if it went to another lane. I know I can make it sometimes, especially with the instant power of the torque that you can actually get from EVs, and especially in Tesla as well too. This is not the fast version. I went for the real version, which is the standard model, and the real big reason for it, I did look at the all drive long range one. I did like the performance of it, but at my age I did feel starting to like get whiplash, and I do have, my doctors have already said I really shouldn't, I'm banned from like roller coaster because of my neck. I do have like a C5 that needs to be looked at, and it's going to be just all arthritis as well. I think they classify it as. So I really shouldn't enhance it by getting a faster car. Plus, I knew that I was going to get FSD, and that the car was going to be 90% of the time driving itself anyway. So it wasn't going to be a function of like the extra speed wasn't going to be something I was going to use anyway for it. Now, it is I'm on this lane thinking I couldn't make it to the right lane, but stressless left lane, fair enough. It's not the fast lane, but then again it's not going to be any more faster by going in the mid lane, so hey, let it be. So yeah, that's the main reason why I decided not to. It would have been nice to have the better speakers on there, but for like extra 10k, I don't know if I really need to spend 10k on some like, this is 6 speakers, this is 8, I think this is 8 speakers and that was 12, so 4 speakers for 10k, so that's like 2.5k for the speakers. Range wise isn't good, yeah, about 120 or so kilometers, but I wasn't going to be like de-stressed by the, because this is more, I don't have very much to travel, and I've done so far pretty well anyway. I won't be traveling like crazy amount of distances. I have Tesla supercharger right behind my house anyway, so it's not a I'm not that far away from charging, nor plus you can charge at home, which is about 8 cents per kilowatt, so that's pretty cheap in there. So a full tank will end up costing about $4 something, so that's nothing really much at all, considering that diesel full tank will probably end up be about $120. So look, massive savings there. I know people like, oh, it takes you about 4 to 5 years. Hey, doesn't matter. Anyway, so long range wasn't going to be much of issues. The performance for me probably won't be used that much. Nice to have. I was a car guy, but at my age, I think I should really take care of myself. So not really gonna. So really, $2,500 per extra speaker. Yeah, I don't really think I needed that, so that's kind of why I went the standard model. Performance model was out
in
the
2
door.
kilometers,
That's
take
20
exit
grand
11 on the left
that
onto
I
36 towards
really
2
was going to
Clump
use,
Road.
because if I wasn't going to go for the performance, or sorry, not performance, long range one, which had better performance compared to the standard, I wasn't going to use the performance version anyway. So there you go. Look, it's been drama free so far. I haven't had a need to intervene at all, but yeah, we'll just continue on. I'll maybe stop the music later on, or sorry, stop the recording once it gets off the highway and does return to the smaller streets. I'm just gonna turn it off because I want to listen to music for the last part and enjoy the last part of the commute at the end. So there we go. Whew. Actually, I am actually surprised by the wipers. It's not as intrusive as I thought it was. Like, I got a lot of spit in this windscreen and it hasn't really wiped it. So, and sometimes when there's not that much, it's wiped, so it's like, ooh, really hits the spot. So yeah, we're doing about 75 now, heading about close to that 80 kilometers per hour. I think it should be going to the left soon when it feels like it will, because I know it needs to. And it's going to let this car in. Oh, there it goes. It's going to move to the left while this goes to the right. Sweet. And will it go up to? Nah, not really. It doesn't really need. does about 85, 86. We'll get to maybe 90, but then it knows it needs to slow down. But yeah, I'm surprised, but it hasn't really wiped it. It's got a lot of spit on it. It's not
now
real
take
big
exit
rain
11 on the left.
Yeah, we'll see how we go. Look, this is better than an Uber drive.
In 300 meters, keep right to take 36
of course
towards
better
QE2
than a
Hospital.
bus ride, and it's door to door. But yeah, pretty nice. It's cruisy. For those who are gonna do long commutes and have like really nasty like start-stop traffic.
Now keep right to take 36.
Like I would easily pay the $5 extra for less stress every day for it. But hey, look, I'm not trying to be a salesperson for Tesla, but I definitely could say that makes your life easier and less stress.